Okay, so we're going to draw a two-point perspective today. To start that, first we need a horizon line. And that is exactly what I'm going to do now. I'm going to draw my horizon line right here. That's my horizon line. Usually I like to do lines light, but because of the video I'm going to do them a little bit darker. But I am using a HB pencil, which gives lighter lines. So I'm going to draw a 1 and 2 vanishing points as far back as I can, and far apart as I can. And from here, I'm just going to draw a vertical line. Okay, this is going to be what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to build a box. So my box is going to start right here. It's going to be the corner of my box. All right. So from here, what we do, we draw lines from this vanishing point to the bottom of this line, like that. And from this one to the top of my line, of the line I just drew there. Same thing here, we go from the top of that line to the vanishing point like this, and from the bottom of the line to the same vanishing point there. Okay, and now we're going to divide this, and this all depends, on what you're drawing, what kind of house it is that you're going to draw, box, whatever, building, chair, car, whatever it can be. It's going to be about this long for me. Okay, that is. So now we have 1, 2, 3 vertical lines, and we have our lines in an angle. So there's the size of the box. So what I'm going to do, I wanna build a house, and to figure out where the center point it is for the peak of the roof, I just draw an X from the opposite corners, and this will give me the middle of the roof, where it will be. So, or the middle of the peak of the roof. So here we go straight like this, and we're going to make our house. The line of the roof will be right here for this side, and also here for this side. There. Okay, so now we draw from the tip here all the way to the vanishing point, which is another line. Okay, and I go light and a little bit heavier here where it's going to be at. You see, that's how I usually draw, light line, and then where you think you're going to use this line, just go a little bit heavier. Now we have this line like this, so we're going to draw another line that's going to be kind of like in parallel fashion to the oops. Be careful, Andrew. Let me clean this up a little bit. There. No big deal. There we go. So now we have the basic of our house. You see? There. Now to make it a little more interesting, it's gonna remind me of a house that I used to like, and I lived in Indiana. A lot of old houses there, and this particular house had another. It's almost like building two boxes. You build this line here, from here it goes out like this a little bit, and from the same it goes up to this edge, and it goes up like this a little bit. Okay, and right here I'm going to build another line there. Now we have this line, this bottom line that goes to the vanishing point, light, and then a little, oops, there we go, a little bit dark and light. And we have this one, of course, because we already have this line there. Okay, so from here we're going to make it to about the length of about here. So it's just kind of like the same thing, then we're just making another box. But remember, this time come from this side of the vanishing point for this side of the wall. For this side of the wall, come from the opposite side. I guess maybe that's where people might get a little bit confused. But if you just pay attention to, think about the planes of the box, it will be easier. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to draw an X to my box there, and this tells me where the middle is of this box, and I'm going to draw a line, another vertical line there, and from here I'm going to build me the tip of this side of the point of the house, and the other one right here. There. I'm going to oops, there. Okay, so now you can see we have our outline. Okay, so now we're going to go and decide what we're going to put in here. Usually these houses, remember I'm talking about this let me do a little bit of shading first, and this will be a little bit easy for you to see the different planes. This side, okay, let's say the sun is going to come from this direction, okay? So this side here will be under shadow because it's not going to get any sunlight. So I'm just going to darken this a little bit. And I'm just doing this for you to be able to, usually I do this a little bit later stage, but here it's going to make it a little bit easy for you to see the different planes, and we're talking about that way when we add details, you know which side I need to use, which vantage point I need to use from what side. Okay, so now you know that these two, they face the same direction, these two face the same direction. All right, whatever detail I put in here is going to have to come from this side. So I'm going to draw a line here that's going to go from here to about there. Okay, and this line is going to be where the door and the window are going to be. So I'm going to draw a little line there, and I don't need to do that one now because I already had my vantage point. Okay, so all I have to do now is just draw a straight line down there, and another line here, there, and we're going to draw another window, and maybe we can use the same line here. Maybe the window is going to be about that tall. Okay, and we have this one. Okay, so now we have the first detail. The same thing, remember this comes from the same direction, so from here I'm going to go. The best thing is just to put your pencil here first like this, that way all of your points are going to come from the same direction. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to create my next, you know what, this line here is a little bit off here. It should be a little bit higher like this on an angle there, so it'll look better. Yeah, you see, you can notice right away the mistake when you do this. Okay, so I'm going to draw a line there, and I'm going to draw a line right about here. there. And of course I'm going to get my vertical line, so I have a window there. Okay. Now if I want a window on this side, I had to come from this other side. So I put the tip of the let me use this see-through, it's better. I put the tip of the pencil right there on the vanishing point, and I'm going to go like this and draw another line there like that. Tip of the vanishing point, and I'm going to go like that. Bottom line, let's see a little bit. I tried too much this, you see. So if I do this line here, okay, it's going to be about there. So I'm going to go and do this one about there. That way it's going to be similar height. And of course I have to draw the verticals for the window. And right there you have the other window. Now let's draw a chimney. The chimney is going to be up here. Let's put it yeah, about right here. We draw a line. We need to draw 3 lines. One is the side of the chimney, then the other side of the chimney. So we're going to do 3 lines. From here we go to the vanishing point, and we go straight up to about where we want it, how high we want the chimney to be. And same thing from this side. We go from this tip to about there, like this, and we just draw only that line. We don't need to draw the rest of it. So there you go. You have your chimney in perspective. We can, you know, put a little there. Okay. So that's how you start developing it. You see how it's coming along? Now the next thing we're going to do, we have this line going here right to the bottom. So what we're going to do, we're going to build the, let's say this is going to be a sidewalk. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to draw a line here, all the way there. Okay, and I'm going to draw a line from this vanishing point to about there. Okay, so we're going to build our sidewalk, and from the same thing I'm going to another line, and from here we're going to go and draw another line. There we go. So here's where it's going to be our sidewalk. Okay, so once then we have this, we can now start developing this a little bit more, make it a little more interesting. So let's talk about shading this roof. The roof is going to be darker on this side than the other side. And I'm going to show you a trick here. What I'm going to do here, I'm pretty much going to start creating this, making this the same value. Okay, there you go, pretty much the same value. But now what I'm going to do on this side, because this should be darker than this side, I'm just going to go in, I'm going to start adding another layer, but in the opposite direction. This makes it right away darker, you see? You can see the difference in value. Now, the sun is coming from this direction. This is darker. This is going to be casting a shadow here also, okay? And an angle. Okay, also this is going to be a little bit darker. So I'm just going to add more. Just darken it up a little bit more, not a lot. There. Now you can see a little more clearly now what we're dealing with. Also, this is going to be a little bit darker than this. And I'm going to add a little bit of tone here too, because it's not going to be, the brick usually is darker than a white wall, let's say. Okay, so same thing here, we add a little bit more on the opposite direction. We shade this, and it's going to appear darker. You see? There. And now we can go on with the details, maybe of the windows. Right here, we add a vertical, like this. And from this direction, oops, from this direction, right here, we are going to add the details for the window. Same way, we lower it a little bit more, and it's going to be there. Okay, so we have that. And from here, same thing to this window, there, and right here. And for this window also is going to be from here. You see, we have it there. Now we go here, and we go another right there. There. So we have a soffit here. We can add it to this like this, and this is going to be darker, of course, because it's not getting any sunlight. So there. And on this side we're going to do the same thing. We add this little bit, we add another line here, and we make this darker there. And of course this is going to be casting a shadow from the sun also, right? So this is going to be darker, not as dark. There. To make it more interesting, we can make this a two-tone maybe wall. So we can use the same from the point, vanishing point to about here. We're going to draw a line. And here's going to be the same way. We can use this one to draw this line there. And from this side, we're going to draw a line. Just all the way across there, and we go across here. So this is going to be a little bit darker in tone because it's a two-tone home. And we go pretty much dark all the way across. And here I'm going to go in the opposite direction just to make this one darker, but I'll skip the door, of course. There. And of course we need to have these shadows casting on the ground. So there's the shadow of the house here in the sidewalk. There. Okay. So I'm going to switch my pencil to one that's a little bit sharper for to add on the details. Let's see. This one's good. So here I'm going to add maybe a little point on this house like this. And of course you follow the same lines here, similar to the one above. They go all the way, of course, to the vanishing point. I'm going to darken this a little bit more there, and that's how you're getting your house. Now on the sidewalk, we are going to have, usually not on the sidewalk but on the grassy area, we might have some posts, you know. Let's darken this a little bit, just to the different shade. This is ground, so this ground is going to have, it's going to be darker than the house. I mean, It's not going to have the same color of the house. Now the house starts to look like it's a white house, you see, just by doing that. There. These windows, we can darken them a little bit more. It's the inside. And we can finish this one. There we go. And if you want to go, you can you can create as much detail as you want to create. It's all up to you on this. What I'm going to do here, maybe I can have from right here, I can create a line that goes all the way up to about, let's say, here, like this. Let's just this side. Line that goes all the way from here to about there, like this. Okay. And what I'm going to do here, I can build this. I can create these posts. You see, electrical posts. They will have this post in the street. Maybe street lights. Maybe carry all kinds of different wires. So I'm going to have one wire that goes right through the house. Why not? And here to make it more realistic, like there. And of course this is going to be a little bit thicker than the other one because it's closer to us. There we go. So this is going to be maybe street light posts, who knows what they are. We just start adding details. Go this line is parallel like this. Maybe they're carrying more wires, who knows what they're carrying there. And you start developing your scene. On the sidewalk we have here, we go here. There. Let me make this a little bit darker in here in double line because this is this is the sidewalk, so it's going to have another line here on the side, right? Just to show the thickness of these blocks. And for another one, and of course this will go down like that. There. So that's how you start adding on details. And you can later on you can put trees if you want to. Maybe here's a tree, but I don't want to do too much of it because I don't want to confuse you too much with unnecessary line. This is about 2-point perspective, so my main objective here is just to show you how we can build this 2-point perspective house. And there you go. That's a 2-point perspective home. If you have any, get your sketch out, your sketchbook out. Try to do the same one if you want to do different ones, but try to build boxes, and try different things. Look, for instance, I can just build kind of like crosses, like, and then you start building boxes of different sizes. And this don't have to be exact. These are for you to practice with, just freehand. You can make them. You can try to see if you can add something on top, whatever, and build from there. Same thing here, like we did before. You can add maybe another box here. Maybe this has something on top, or a box behind it that is taller than this one is showing through. You see? So you can start just practicing now, just to do little boxes like this. It's a great exercise, and just doing freehand. You don't have to be that precise. But now you have the basics of how you go about doing a two-point perspective drawing. What I'm going to do, I'm going to darken a little bit more the side here. It looks too close to me in the video, so I'm going to darken this a little bit more. And what is good to do here is good to squint your eyes. Squint your eyes and you can see the tones, you know how dark something is. The door, you can leave it lighter or darker, depends what kind of door you want to build. But always squint your eyes and then you'll be able to see the difference, in the tones, to see if something needs to be darker than others. To me, this one should be a little bit darker. There we go. That way it creates more of a contrast here. And also tells us, and this is darker than the wall, so we do that too. Okay, at the post, of course, you have your own. They go on and have their own reflections, shadows on the street. And that's how you develop your, then you can, like I said, you can adjust as much detail as you want to, but that is the basic of the two-point perspective. The main thing is you have the horizon line and two vanishing points. And you build from there. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something from it. Practice. The more you practice, the better you'll get at it. And the easier will come to you. It shouldn't really be that difficult to get the idea of how we go about building a two-point perspective, box two-point perspective house, or whatever else we want to do. Maybe I'll do another two-point perspective building maybe furniture or something like that. That way you can get another idea of how we go about that. So practice. I hope you enjoyed this. Thumbs up. I hope that will be nice. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.